I came home to my own house and my key didn't work. 12:13 a.m., key scraping metal, heart in my throat, behind the door Aaron's silhouette, two suitcases on the floor. Mine. 3 weeks earlier, it started with coffee. Except it wasn't coffee. And the way Aaron tells it, I'm the villain, the cheater, who destroyed everything. Maybe I did. But what he won't tell you is how he turned our marriage into a surveillance state weeks before I ever texted another man back. It started on a Tuesday. I was tying my hair at the sink when Aaron walked in from work with takeout, smiling like we still did movie nights. Couch, blanket, pick anything that doesn't involve capes, he said, holding up the bag. My stomach flipped. I'd promised Jenna I'd help her pick out bathroom tiles. She was spiraling over her divorce, texting me 10 times a day. Can't tonight, I said, keeping my voice light. The girls are doing a coffee thing. His smile didn't move, but something behind his eyes clicked off. On a Tuesday. Schedule shift. I grabbed my tote, already moving toward the door. My hands shook, not because I was lying about where I was going, but because I could feel Aaron watching me like I was a suspect instead of his wife. Don't wait up. He set the food down slow. 10 minutes. Sit. I promise, Jenna. You're nervous, he said. I laughed. About tile? Please. But in the car, my hands were still shaking, because Aaron was right. I was nervous. Not about Jenna's tiles. About the fact that my husband had started treating every late night like an interrogation. I got back near midnight. Jenna had cried for 2 hours straight about her ex, and I'd turned my phone off because I needed one night where I wasn't answering to anyone. Not my boss, not my mom's health crisis, not Aaron's cold silences. When I walked into the garage, Aaron was organizing tools. Methodical, controlled. You're up? I asked. I told you to text. I forgot. No. He didn't look at me. You decided not to. I rolled my eyes. Can we not make a fight out of coffee? That's when he said it. New rule. If you're out late, you tell me where and with who. Quick note. Courtesy. I stared at him. I don't report to you. You partner with me or you don't. He wiped a wrench like it was evidence. But I don't do ghost shifts in my own house. Ghost shifts. Like I was an employee clocking in. I turned and walked to the bedroom. Didn't say another word. Gave him the entire mattress to himself. For 3 days, I moved through the house like a ghost. Aaron didn't yell. Didn't argue. Just watched. He stopped touching my shoulder when he passed. Started going to the gym at weird hours. Made silence feel like punishment. Friday, we went to a cookout at Mark and Rachel's. I stayed on my phone because sitting next to Aaron without talking felt worse than being alone. When Jenna showed up, she hugged me hard. You okay? She whispered. Yeah, I lied. Later, by the cooler, Aaron cornered me. Are we good? We're fine. That wasn't the question. I popped a seltzer. Stop being intense. And then, loud enough for Jenna to hear, he said, You want a later life? Schedule it. Tell me. My face burned. Public rules now? Public clarity. Jenna's eyebrows went up. I wanted to disappear. Saturday night, I tried to fix it. I stood in the bedroom doorway, hair loose, and said what I thought he needed to hear. You're right. About time and courtesy. This week was messy. He nodded once, cold. Good. I sat on the bed. I should have told you about coffee. Jenna needed me, and I've been stressed. Work. Mom's health stuff. I feel like I'm drowning, and you're just watching. You didn't say anything? You were busy. I made time. You skipped. I bit my lip. Let me make it up to you. Dinner tomorrow. Just us. No phones. He stared at me for 3 long seconds. Good. Do that. I reached for his hand. He let me hold it but didn't squeeze back. We fell asleep with 2 feet of treaty between us. I did plan dinner. Small place downtown, candles, the works. I asked about his foreman, Pete's new kid, laughed at his forklift story. My phone buzzed in my purse. I didn't reach for it, but I felt it. That little thrill of wondering if it was Daniel, the guy from work who'd been texting me the past 2 weeks, asking how I was doing, telling me I seemed stressed, that I deserved better. I knew it was wrong. Knew. But God, it felt good to be wanted. To have someone ask about my day instead of monitoring my location. When the check came, I put my card down first. Don't faint, I joked. Noted, Aaron said. Keep the receipts. On the walk back, I slid my arm through his. See, we're fine. We're on better behavior. That's not the same thing. I didn't ask what he meant. I was afraid I already knew. Sunday, he fixed the gutter. I made brownies his favorite kind and brought him one on a napkin. You're sweet when you're quiet, I said, half joking. Quiet is efficient. You hear better. I didn't know what that meant either. Monday morning felt normal. Coffee. Headlines. Autopilot. That night, we were both on the couch, me with my laptop, him with invoices. My phone buzzed on the coffee table. The screen lit up. Asterisk. Hey, same spot as last time. 7:30. I want to see you. No name. Just a D. I reached for it. Too late. Aaron's eyes were already on the screen. I swiped. Locked. My hands were shaking. What is it? His voice was flat. Nothing. Doesn't look like nothing. I stared at the blank TV. Words came out fast. It's a coworker. Going through a divorce. Wants advice. Silence. Then men don't ask married women for night advice. I stood. Grabbed my tote. I have to go. Jenna's stuck. 10 minutes ago it was quiet. She just texted, don't. I was already at the door. I'll be right back. He didn't move. Didn't argue. Just nodded, went slow, final like a door closing. I didn't go to Jenna's. I went to the coffee shop on 5th. Daniel was already there, booth in the back. 2 cups on the table. We talked for an hour about his divorce, about Aaron's new rules, about how lonely I'd been. He touched my hand across the table. I didn't move it. The truth? I liked that Daniel wanted to see me, that someone noticed when I was drowning. It felt like oxygen after weeks of Aaron's silent Cold War. I knew it was wrong. I knew I was crossing a line, but I was so tired of being watched instead of seen. When I got home at 12:03 a.m., my key didn't work. I knocked, then pounded. Aaron opened the door. The deadbolt turned. He stood there, backlit, face blank. Behind him, 2 suitcases by the door. Mine. On top, a folder. What? Aaron, what is this? You were out. I locked up. You can't just. My voice cracked. This is insane. You can't lock me out of my own. Your key works, just not here. I stepped inside, saw the bags, packed clean, my clothes, my shoes, my life in 2 suitcases like I was a tenant who forgot to pay rent. I grabbed the folder, hands shaking so hard I could barely open it. Asterisk, divorce papers. Filed that morning. The room tilted. I couldn't breathe. We didn't even talk. I tried. His voice was flat. Empty. You chose coffee marathons. I was helping Jenna. Jenna needs a mirror. I pointed at the bags. My throat was closing. This is you can't just. Already did. For what? I was shouting now. Having a conversation? Helping a friend? For leaving. He said it like he was reading a grocery list. And spitting on what we built. It was just coffee. I didn't do anything. You declined my calls. Twice. I was going to call back. You texted. I'll call when I'm free. Like I'm on your schedule now. I grabbed one of the suitcases. It was heavy. Real. Where am I supposed to? Wherever matches your calendar. Aaron, please. The tears came. Real ones this time. Desperate. I messed up. I've been lonely. You've been so cold. I didn't know how to. We can fix this. Counseling. We can. No counselors. We can't just. You want it out. He looked at me like I was a stranger. You're out. I didn't want. I couldn't form sentences. You're throwing away a marriage over a text? I'm ending a performance. I opened my mouth, closed it, opened it again. What about the house, the savings? You can't just read page 3. I flipped, scanned. My hands were shaking so hard the paper rattled. You moved the money. This morning. You. I looked up. You planned this. I protected what I built. You're going to leave me with nothing. You're getting what's fair. He pointed to a line, more than your last 2 weeks earned. You're a monster. No. His face didn't move. I'm done arguing with silence. I stared at him, at this man I'd loved, this stranger. Can we please, my voice broke, 10 minutes, just sit down, no phones, please. You had those minutes, you spent them. I tried one more time, voice soft, broken. Aaron, I'm sorry, I really am. I was wrong and please, don't do this. He opened the door wider. Cold air rushed in. You went too far. This is the only path now. I grabbed both suitcases. My legs were shaking. The night swallowed everything outside that door. No streetlights, no stars, just black. Good luck. The door closed. The lock clicked. I stood on the porch with 2 bags in a folder and the taste of metal in my mouth. I called Jenna from the parking lot of a Motel 6. Voicemail. I called again. Hey, listen. Her voice was tight, professional. I can't really talk right now. Jenna, my key doesn't work. Aaron locked me out. He filed. Yeah, I heard. Silence. You heard? Rachel told me. From the cookout. A pause. Look, I'm sorry you're going through this, but I can't get in the middle of... In the middle of what? You're my best friend. You cheated on your husband. The words hit like a slap. It was one conversation. That's not what Aaron says. Since when do you believe Aaron over I gotta go? The line went dead. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, scrolling through my contacts. Who could I call? My mom was dealing with her own health crisis. My sister lived 3 states away and hadn't approved of Aaron from day one. She'd say, I told you so, and I couldn't handle that. I texted Daniel. Asterisk. Hey, bad night. Can we talk? 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. No response. I tried again the next morning. Nothing. By day 3, I understood. Daniel wasn't looking for a girlfriend with baggage. He was looking for attention from a married woman who made him feel interesting. Now that I was actually available, ghost. The next weeks were a blur of lawyers and paperwork and sleeping on my sister's couch until I could afford my own place. Aaron didn't respond to calls, didn't negotiate, just had his lawyer send documents with efficient little checkboxes. At work, people whispered. I'd see them stop talking when I walked into the break room. I tried to corner Aaron once, saw him in the Costco parking lot, loading lumber into his truck. Can we please just... He didn't look at me. Talk to my lawyer. I just want to understand. You wanted freedom. He slammed the tailgate. You got it. He drove away. The divorce finalized 3 months later. He kept the house, it was his before we met. The shop equipment paid from his LLC. The savings he'd moved the morning after the text. I got what was fair, which meant almost nothing. I moved into a small apartment across town. Thin walls, cheap carpet, the kind of place you land in when your life implodes and you're starting over at 32. Jenna never called back. When I saw her at Target once, she pretended not to see me. Daniel's Instagram showed him dating someone new. She looked happy, unburdened. People ask if I regret it. Here's what I regret. I regret texting Daniel back. I regret lying about coffee. I regret thinking I could nurse my loneliness with attention from another man while my marriage was dying. I fucked up. I broke trust. I crossed a line. But what I'll never know is whether Aaron would have fought for me if I'd been honest, whether our marriage could have survived my mistake. Because the second I showed cracks, he didn't try to fix me. He filed me. Aaron tells people I cheated, that I destroyed everything, and maybe he's right, but here's what he won't say. He had divorce papers printed the morning after he saw that text. He'd already moved the money, changed the locks, packed my bags. He didn't ask questions, didn't give me a chance to explain. He just erased me. Like I was a contract violation instead of a human being who was drowning. I see him sometimes. Around town. At the hardware store. He's got a new girlfriend now, Claire, from trivia night. She looks happy. I hope she never has a bad week. Because if she does, she'll learn what I did. Some men don't fight for you when you're struggling. They file you under problem and upgrade to someone easier. And the man who says he wants partnership is the same man who'll ghost you the second you stop being perfect. I'm not saying I was innocent. I'm saying I was human. And he treated me like a business deal that stopped making sense. Maybe I deserved consequences, but I didn't deserve to be solved like a math problem and discarded. If you've ever been locked out of your own life, hit the like button. Subscribe for more Broken Vows episodes where we tell the stories no one else will. Drop a comment if you've ever loved someone who confused control with care.